Dyslexic genius here. What I'm going to talk about is how do you get a phonograph rusted turntable off? Because you have to get the turntable off to get the motor out to restore it. And this one is rusted in place totally. You can see all the rust on the turntable. What you do is you cut out a few pieces of 4x4. We're going to need 4 pieces of 4x4. And usually on these Victors, they're a little warped. So you have to come in here and make sure it's balanced. I put a shim on this side. I already removed the governor, but you can see on this Vic 2 that the felts are very good shape. It hasn't been worn down a lot. I mean,
although the weights are all wrong.
But all the weights are all wrong. So what I've done is I've taken the screw out and the ball bearing that goes right here.
Okay, so that was part of the...
Yeah, this piece, the ball bearing goes in there on a Victor, and then you have this fancy screw nut bolt that goes in there. And you take that out, you turn it upside down, you kind of shake it a little.
And that gets the
ball bearing out. You have to have the ball bearing out. You need a brass rod. I've soaked the drive gear here. You can see how it's almost turning. Okay, good. We've cleared the turntable underneath from these 2 stands. So you just come in here and just tappy, tappy, tappy. That's all it takes. Pull that up. Pull out the gear and the spacer. Now we can get to the motor board because it's all rusted up. Now what we have to do is get this rusted off. What we're going to do is first we're going to see if it'll move. And if it doesn't move, then I'll soak it with mouse milk overnight and give it a tap. But I want to give it a tap first to see what it's doing. So we'll gently mount this in the vise over here. And we're just going to give it a couple of taps. Ah. Now we're going to use the brass rod again. That won't hurt it. But now you can see the rusted corrosion right in here, how it rusted it all in. And that's how you get one apart. And this happens a lot if they've been in a damp area or in a shed. And now you can see all this brown rust in here. We'll have to take all this down. Underneath has some rust too. I'll probably soak this in a vapor rust to get rid of all this. And then if you can, my angel can focus in. You can see it right down here at the bottom right there. See the rust in there? So that means we'll have to flex hone all this out after we get this done and have to re-nickel the edge of this because it's just getting eaten apart. And this is how you get the turntable off. You have to disassemble everything, get the motor board, and turn it upside down like I did, spacing it. You can see how I have it spaced over here. So that the turntable or the platter
clears those blocks.
Clears these blocks. And you can just, you give it a little tap first. You get over there and you go, well, I'll give it just a light tap, and I use my bronze hammer. I just, okay, one little couple of taps light. Okay, it's moving. We can get this out. If it doesn't move, then you might have to use heat, like a butane torch, or mouse milk, and then butane, go back and forth till you can get it to budge. Sometimes they're rusted in solid. But this is how the process is to get it apart. And that's my tip for the day.